JapanesePod101 です。
おはよう東京。こんばんはニューヨーク。こんにちはロンドン。
Hey everyone, welcome to Absolute Beginner Season 1, Lesson 24. What's the Japanese word for this? Jessie です。Jessie here.
こんにちは、Naomi です。Hi everyone, Naomi here.
Thank you as always for joining us for our Absolute Beginner series. In the last lesson, we learned how to talk about going somewhere. For example,
私は日本に行きます。
I'm going to Japan. And in this lesson, we're going to focus on asking how to say something in another language.
You'll be able to say things like, What's this in Japanese? And what's this in English?
That's right.
Jessie, what's happening in the conversation?
Well, it looks like Taylor, Masato, and Kaori are at home, and they're eating something. Kaori takes a bite of something interesting, and Masato is asking Taylor about it. Okay, let's listen to the conversation and see what happens.
おいしい。辛い。
それはハラペーニョです。
ハラペーニョ？ハラペーニョは日本語で何ですか？
ちょっと待ってください。ああ、ハラペーニョは日本語で唐辛子です。
唐辛子。
Let's listen to the conversation again slowly.
おいしい。辛い。
それはハラペーニョです。
ハラペーニョ？ハラペーニョは日本語で何ですか？
ちょっと待ってください。ああ、ハラペーニョは日本語で唐辛子です。
ああ、唐辛子。
Now, let's listen to it with the translation.
おいしい。
This is good.
辛い。
It's spicy.
それはハラペーニョです。
That's a jalapeno.
ハラペーニョ？ハラペーニョは日本語で何ですか？
Jalapeno? What's jalapeno in Japanese?
ちょっと待ってください。
Please wait a moment.
ああ、ハラペーニョは日本語で唐辛子です。
Oh, jalapeno in Japanese is togarashi.
はあ、唐辛子。
Oh, togarashi. Naomi, togarashi. Hot, spicy pepper. I know exactly how Kaori feels because I wouldn't be able to eat this myself.
It looks like it was Masato and Kaori's first encounter with a jalapeno.
Yeah, they probably should have asked what it was first.
そうですね。I think so.
So, listeners, if you want to avoid something like this happening to you, well, it's good to know how to ask what something is, right? And how to ask what it's called in your native language.
Right. That's what we'll learn later in this lesson.
Let's look at some of our vocabulary words for this lesson. The first one is
日本語。
Japanese, as in the Japanese language. One more time.
日本語。
Nihongo. Remember how Nihon is Japan? We just add go to the end of it. Nihongo.
Yes, every name of a language ends in go in Japanese.
We have another example of this. Our next word, Naomi, is
英語。
English, as in the English language. One more time.
英語。
Eigo. An important word to keep in mind if you want to ask someone if they speak English or understand English. Later on in this lesson, you'll learn how to ask what something is in English.
Right.
We'll be using both words, Nihongo, Japanese, and Eigo, English, a lot in the next section, so keep those in mind. And how about our last phrase?
待ってください。
待ってください. Please wait. Now, this is something we're just going to learn as a set phrase for now. Can we hear it one more time slowly?
待ってください。
And again at regular speed.
待ってください。
Again, this means please wait.
Be careful with the pronunciation. The first word is not 待て, but 待って.
Right, there's a stop sound before that. て、待って.
Right. 待ってください。
Another thing you might want to remember is that ください means please. So whenever you hear something that ends in ください, it means the speaker is asking someone to do something or is asking someone for something.
Good tip.
So one more time, please wait is
待ってください。
待ってください. Okay, and with that, let's move on to the lesson focus. In this lesson, you'll learn how to ask how to say something in another language.
Yes, as in, what's this in English and what's this in Japanese?
Once you're able to ask this, there is no limit to the Japanese you'll learn. Asking how to say things in Japanese is great for expanding your vocabulary and learning new words.
I agree. This is very useful to know.
So, without further ado, our sentence structure, Naomi?
Item は language で何ですか?
Let's break it down.
Okay. First, we start with the unknown word plus は
Okay, so the unknown word plus wa.
followed by the name of the language plus で何ですか?
So that's the name of the language plus で何ですか?
It's a bit long.
It is. Let's see if I've got this right. Unknown word wa, language で何ですか?
That's it.
Listeners, if you have trouble visualizing it, this is where the lesson notes would really come in handy, so feel free to follow along in those. Okay, so now let's do some examples.
Sure. Let's look at the example from the dialogue first.
Masato ate some of the hot pepper, which Taylor said was a jalapeno. Masato didn't know what a jalapeno was, so he asked,
ハラペーニョは日本語で何ですか?
Let's break this down.
ハラペーニョは
The unknown word jalapeno plus wa,
日本語
Japanese.
で何ですか?
What is it?
ハラペーニョは日本語で何ですか?
What is jalapeno in Japanese? Okay, listeners, now let's try asking what something is in Japanese. This is a really good way to pick up new words.
Let's picture a situation first.
Okay, let's say you want to buy something at the store in Japan, but you don't know what it's called in Japanese.
How about a corn dog?
Okay, corn dog. How would you ask how to say that in Japanese?
corn dog は日本語で何ですか?
What's corn dog in Japanese? Listeners, repeat after Naomi.
corn dog は日本語で何ですか?
So Naomi, what is corn dog in Japanese? Corn dog は日本語で何ですか?
アメリカンドッグです。
That's right, listeners. It's known as an American dog. I always thought this was a funny name.
Yeah, I think so too.
So don't try asking for a corn dog. That won't work. American dog. Okay, let's try asking what something is in English this time. Oh, I know. Let's try a role play type situation, kind of like what we saw in the dialogue.
Sounds good.
Let's say we're at a restaurant looking at the menu. Okay, here I go. Naomi-san, これは何ですか?
ああ、これは抹茶です。
抹茶は英語で何ですか?
powdered green tea です。
Listeners, did you get that? Let's hear the question one more time.
抹茶は英語で何ですか?
Listeners, please repeat after Naomi. What's matcha in English?
抹茶は英語で何ですか? Great job!
Okay, listeners, how was that? These sentences that we went over are a little long, but once you get the hang of the pattern, then you're all set.
We only covered how to say English and Japanese in this lesson, but the names of other languages are not that hard.
Right. If you're interested in how to say other language names like Spanish, Korean, French, etc., check out the lesson notes for this lesson. The names of languages are really quite simple.
Okay, well, that's all for this lesson.
Thanks for joining us.
And let us know if you have any questions.
See you all next time.
じゃあまた
おいしい。辛い。
それはハラペーニョです。
ハラペーニョ？ハラペーニョは日本語で何ですか？
ちょっと待ってください。ああ、ハラペーニョは日本語で唐辛子です。